Welcome to today's deep dive. Have you ever noticed how in a premium restaurant or like a high-end retail space, the background music sounds perfectly clear?
Right, but you never have to actually shout over it.
Exactly. You can hear the person right across from you. It's like the audio is just sort of hovering in the air.
Yeah, it's a very specific vibe.
It really is. So today we are unpacking the hidden acoustic engineering that makes that invisible audio experience possible. We're looking at some pretty fascinating specs and product details from HDTVSupply.
Hmm.
Specifically, we're diving into the QSC AD-C-SAT-BK. It's a 2.75-inch passive ceiling satellite loudspeaker.
Which is quite a mouthful, I know.
Yeah.
But it solves a massive physical challenge. I mean, the holy grail of commercial audio is maintaining refined depth and clarity at very low volume settings.
Because you want the atmosphere, but without the fatigue.
Right, exactly. But pushing crisp, distinct sound out of a speaker the size of a coffee mug is, well, it's notoriously difficult to engineer.
Trying to get clarity at a low volume like that, it reminds me of trying to whisper while still enunciating every single syllable perfectly.
Oh, that's a great analogy. It takes incredible mechanical control.
Yeah, and looking at the hardware, these speakers weigh just 1.3 pounds, and they pack a 2.75-inch paper cone full-range woofer, plus an inverted aluminum dome dust cap.
Hmm.
How do those specific materials actually help with that crisp whispering effect?
Well, it really comes down to material physics. So the paper cone is incredibly lightweight. That makes it highly responsive to subtle changes in the mid-range frequencies.
Which is exactly where human voices sit, right?
Spot on. And then the inverted aluminum dome, that adds rigidity to the center. That rigidity stops the speaker cone from flexing or, distorting when it hits the high frequencies.
Oh, wow. So you get that crystal clear high end without any harshness.
Exactly. They cover a frequency range of 120 hertz to 20 kilohertz seamlessly.
But wait, if this thing is so tiny, I mean, there's no way it's producing any bass. If you're designing a premium space, doesn't it just sound, I don't know, thin and tiny?
On its own. Yeah, absolutely. But this speaker is part of the AcousticDesign Series, which utilizes this mix-and-match subsat ecosystem.
Ah, subset, so subwoofer and satellite.
You pair these small satellites with any AcousticDesign subwoofer. The sub takes over all the deep, booming bass frequencies.
So by delegating the heavy lifting to the sub, these little ceiling speakers can focus entirely on delivering those crisp mids and highs.
Exactly.
But here's my question. If the subwoofer is doing all the hard work on the low end, why do we need these highly engineered satellites? Couldn't literally any cheap ceiling speaker handle the highs?
Not if you want to fill a massive room evenly. The secret weapon here is actually the electrical design. These satellites handle 25 watts of power at 16 ohms.
Okay, 16 ohms. What does that actually mean for the installation?
In acoustic terms, a higher impedance rating like 16 ohms means the speaker demands less electrical current from the amplifier.
Oh, so you can daisy chain a bunch of them.
Precisely. You can run a whole line of these together on a single amplifier channel without overloading the system. That lets you blanket a ceiling with speakers, running them all at a gentle volume.
Instead of just blasting a few cheap speakers and creating deafening hot spots for the unlucky people sitting right underneath them.
Yes, nobody wants that table.
Right. So that paints a really clear picture of the physical setup. It's a network of specialized low-power whisperers.
I like that. Low-power whisperers.
Keeping dozens of these speakers sounding perfectly uniform across, say, a sprawling hotel or a sports bar, that sounds like an absolute nightmare for a sound engineer to tune.
It would be, yeah, if they had to tune each one manually. But these systems use what's called intrinsic correction voicings.
Intrinsic correction.
Yeah, and those are deployed through QSYS platforms like the CXDQ series amplifiers to optimize performance.
Is that essentially an audio autocorrect? Like, is it a smart software filter that just instantly tunes the speaker to sound perfect without manual tweaking?
It's kind of like autocorrect, but it's actually more proactive. It isn't reacting to the room. It is a pre-calculated mathematical profile built specifically for this exact speaker model.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah. The software already knows the physical limitations of that paper cone and aluminum dome we talked about. And it sends a custom-tailored electrical signal to compensate for them before the sound even leaves the speaker.
That is wild. It's correcting the physics with software before you even hear it.
And think about why that matters in a commercial setting. Vendors like HDTVSupply, they have a 25-year history in AV distribution. They've got over 10,000 reviews.
So they're dealing with massive enterprise-level deployments.
Exactly. Selling a product that guarantees consistent tonal characteristics is crucial. When an installation crew is wiring a 500-room resort, they don't have time to tweak equalizer knobs all day.
Right, they need to get in and get out.
Yeah, so they rely on that software profile, plus some really smart physical design shortcuts. For instance, these feature Euroblock connectors.
Which are basically snap-in terminal blocks, right? That lets you wire things up without soldering.
Yep, literally takes seconds. Combine that with snap-fit magnetic grills and an IP34 dust and water-resistant rating, and you speed up the deployment immensely.
It's plug-and-play scaling. You get a speaker that survives the humidity of a restaurant patio, wires up in seconds, and just automatically knows how to sound flawless out of the box.
It really is the invisible infrastructure of hospitality. A perfect blend of physical hardware and smart software ecosystems flawlessly managing the mood of a room.
Well, we've explored a lot today about how this tiny 2.75-inch speaker pulls all that off. So the next time you are sitting in a perfectly ambient space, taking a sip of your coffee, look up.
See if you can even spot them.
Exactly. If the sound is crystal clear but you have to squint to see the speaker, consider this. How much other invisible technology is quietly shaping your environment right now?